All right, fellas, congratulations on making the Pro Combine this year. This is a traditional event. A lot of NFL players have come through. Last year's winner was drafted by the Rams and played all season, had a really good season, and there's a lot of guys that get free agent opportunities from this. You guys qualified based on charts yesterday or competitions today. Today's format, everybody will get 4 consecutive punts for the camera. The first punt will be straight away, hit hang time distance. The next 2 punts will be directional. Directional right, directional left, and then we'll finish with the flip-flop for hang time and distance on the 4th punt. After everybody gets their 4 punts, initial warm-up punts, we will start the competition. Competition will be 40 yards with 4.0 hang time. You need to meet both standards in order to qualify for the second round. Second round, we will increase the standard of hang time and distance until we eventually have a camp-wide champion. Good luck today, gentlemen. Let's get started. Okay, we have Drew Chrisman. Drew is 26 years old. He's a free agent from Ohio State. He was draft eligible in 2020. He played with the Cincinnati Bengals for 7 games. He averaged 47 yards, or 47.6 yards on gross and 42.6 yards on net. He's had workouts this past season with the Arizona Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's also a good holder. He held at Ohio State and Cincinnati. Drew Chrisman, free agent. First punt. 61 yards, 4.49 seconds of hang time. Second punt. This is directional right. 51 yards, 4.59 seconds of hang time. .58 yards, 4.37 seconds of hang time. Flip-flop. 44 yards, 4.56 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Colton Spangler. He's a draft-eligible player from Maryland. He's 22 years old. He's played at Maryland for 4 years. He's been a holder. He averaged 45.1 yards in 2022, the highest in school history. He's also a good athlete, runs a 4.5 40-yard dash. .45-yard ball. 4.82 seconds of hang time. Directional right. 30-yard ball, 4.44 seconds of hang time. Directional left. 42-yard ball, 4.81 seconds of hang time. Now the flip-flop. .35-yard ball, 4.50 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Kyle Ubrick. He's 24 years old. He's a free agent from Middle Tennessee State. He holds multiple punting records. He had an average of 47.2 yards per punt in 2022. Kyle Ubrick. .51 yards, 5.606 seconds of hang time. 5.06. Directional right. 52-yard ball, 4.78 seconds of hang time. Directional left. 56-yard ball, 4.85 seconds of hang time. That was flip-flop. 36-yard ball, 4.39 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Josh Carlson, who's draft eligible. Played at Arizona State most recently. He was a D2 All-American. Dating back to 2018, he transferred into New Mexico State. He has a career average of 41.8 yards, and he's a draft eligible player last season at Arizona State. Josh Carlson. 42-yard ball, 4.24 seconds of hang time. Directional right. 45-yard ball, 4.35 seconds of hang time. .46, 4.68 seconds of hang time, flip-flop. 38-yard ball, 3.77 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Drew Gallitz. Drew's 26 years old. He's a free agent. He played at Baylor, where he was first team All Big 12 in 2018. He was drafted by the XFL Arlington Renegades and played in 2020, then played in the USFL in 2022 with the Houston Gamblers. He's held for all of his teams, and he also had workouts with the Saints and other NFL teams throughout that span. .46-yard ball, 5.16 seconds of hang time, 5.16. Directional right. 47-yard ball, 4.39 seconds of hang time. Directional left. 46-yard ball, 4.99 seconds of hang time. Flip-flop. 36-yard ball, 4.39 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Logan Burke. He's a draft-eligible player, played at Abilene Christian, and finished at Ottawa, Arizona. He was an NAIA All-American with a 44.6 average and a 42.1 net. Logan Burke. .37, 4.19 seconds of hang time. .35, 4 seconds of hang time. .48, 4.84 seconds of hang time. Flip-flop. 40-yard ball, 4.63 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Will Prizups. He's a draft-eligible player. He's 25 years old. He played at Michigan State. He played at Nebraska. He has the longest punt in Nebraska history with an 84-yard punt. He ended his career at Arkansas State. He was an all Sun Belt all-conference punter, and he held for 4 years. Will Prizup, draft eligible. .58-yard ball, 4.48 seconds of hang time. .52-yard ball, 4.60 seconds of hang time. .57-yard ball, 4.33 seconds of hang time. Flip-flop. 48-yard ball, 4.03 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have George Triplett, draft-eligible player, 23 years old. Played at Princeton for 4 years, then he went to Portland State for 2 years. He had a 43.3 net and a 41.7 average in 2022. He held for 5 years. .42-yard ball, 4.78 seconds of hang time. .43-yard ball, 4.85 seconds of hang time. Directional left. 48-yard ball, 4.77 seconds of hang time. Last punt, flip-flop. .38-yard ball, 4.50 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Dom Maggio. He's 25 years old. He's a free agent. He's a 4-year starter at Wake Forest, 3-time All-ACC player. He signed with Baltimore in 2020, then with Atlanta in 21 and 2022, the Atlanta Falcons. Dom Maggio, free agent. .34-yard ball, 4.91 seconds of hang time. .39-yard ball, 3.78 seconds of hang time. .44-yard ball, 5.27 seconds of hang time. Last one is a flip-flop. .36, 4.51 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Jay Bramlett. Jay's draft eligible. He played at Notre Dame for 3 years, LSU for the last 2 years. He has a 42.5 career average, 232 punts in a pro system with 65 consecutive starts. Jay Bramlett, draft eligible, LSU. .41, 4.77 seconds of hang time. .37, 4.05 seconds of hang time. 47, 4.43 seconds of hang time. Flip-flop. 47 yards, 4.31 seconds of hang time. Up next, we have Jake Walrath. He's a draft-eligible player. He's 23 years old, played at Tarleton State, and then transferred to Central Michigan for his last year. He has a 41.3 career average and a 42.3 net in 2021. His senior gross average was 43.2. He held for all 5 years. Jake Walrath. 30 yards, 3.62 seconds of hang time. $39 yards, 4.73 seconds of hang time. Directional left. 48, 4.84 seconds of hang time. Last one is a flip-flop. $38 yards, 4.56 seconds of hang time. Now we will begin the competition phase. 40 yards. The ball has to travel with over 4 seconds of hang time. They have two attempts to qualify. If they do not, on the first punt. Up first is Drew Chrisman, 40 yards with 4.0 hang time. $45, 4.98. That is a qualifier. Up next, Colton Spangler, Maryland. 40 yards, 4.74 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Kyle Obrick, free agent, Middle Tennessee State. Punt is short. He will have a second punt to qualify. 4.69 seconds of hang time. $35, 3.43 seconds of hang time. Kyle is eliminated. Up next, we have Josh Carlson. 35, 3.46 seconds of hang time. $50 yards with 4.1 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Drew Gallitz, free agent, punter. $27, 4.85 seconds of hang time. Second punt for Drew. $49, 4.85 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Logan Burke. $53 with 4.32 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Will Prizups. 57, 4.64 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, George Triplett. 50-yard ball, 4.40 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Don Maggio. 51, 4.90 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Jay Bramlett. 37, 4.46 seconds of hang time. Has to punt again. $50-yard ball, 4.79 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Jake Walrath. 29-yard ball, 4.60 seconds of hang time. $40-yard ball, 4.12 seconds of hang time qualified. Coach now will back up, 45-4-5. 45-4-5. Have to have both requirements out now in the second round. Drew Chrisman is up. .60 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Colton Spangler, Maryland. 51, 502. That is a qualifier. Josh Carlson. 55. Did not have the hang time. 4.37 seconds of hang time. Right. 43. Josh is eliminated. Did not have the hang time. Up next, Drew Gallitz. 41. 5.20 seconds of hang time. Short on distance. .34. Drew Gallitz is eliminated. Up next, Logan Burke. 42, 4.94 seconds of hang time. .54, 4.86 seconds of hang time. Up next, Will Prizups, Arkansas State. 41, 3.87 seconds of hang time. .58, 4.67 seconds of hang time. Up next, George Triplett. 36, 4.96 seconds of hang time, short on distance. George Triplett, Portland State. $50, 4.90 seconds of hang time. Up next, Dom Maggio, free agent from Wake Forest. $57, 4.93 seconds of hang time. Up next, Jay Bramlett, LSU. $47, 4.82 seconds of hang time. Jake Walrath, Central Michigan. $45, 4.77 seconds of hang time. Up next, 48, 4.8. 48 yards, 4.8 seconds of hang time is needed. Drew Chrisman. $34, 3.64 seconds of hang time. Second punt coming up. Drew Chrisman. $52, 4.80 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. $54, 4.93 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. $55, 5.14 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Will, Arkansas State. $50, 4.68 seconds of hang time. $49, 4.40. Will is eliminated. Up next, George Triplett, Portland State. $49, 4.96 seconds of hang time. That is a qualifier. Up next, Dom Maggio. $40-yard ball, 5.03 seconds of hang time, short on distance. $51, 4.71 seconds of hang time. Dom is eliminated. Up next, Jay Bramlett. $35, 4.59 seconds of hang time. 53, 4.81 seconds of hang time. Jake Walrath, Central Michigan. .43, 405. Did not qualify. .45, 4.49 seconds of hang time. Jake is eliminated. All right, last set here probably. Coach, back up. We'll go 50-yard 5-0. 50-yard 5-0. If no one gets it, then we will go big ball for one punt after this round. Drew Chrisman, you're up. .46, 4.84 seconds of hang time. Second attempt. .54, 4.84 seconds of hang time. Colton Spangler, Maryland. .36, 4.76 seconds of hang time. .488 seconds of hang time. Logan Burke. .55, 4.90 seconds of hang time. .52, 4.89 seconds of hang time. .45, 4.70 seconds of hang time. .39, 4.66 seconds of hang time. Jay Bramlett, LSU. .41, 4.94 seconds of hang time. .37, 4.44. We will go sudden death here, last round. Big ball wins. Big ball wins. If it's close, then we'll go head to head on a final. Okay, big ball wins. One punt. .45, 4.50. Colton. .30, 4.70. Right now, 45.45 is the leader. $50-yard ball, 4.91. George Triplett. $52, 4.46. So our leader is still a 50-yard, 4.91. That's our winner, Jay Bramlett, 53.491. Congratulations. Good job, Lee. Good job.